Today I'm releasing another movement map. If you wish to play it, we have some really easy written instructions in the Discord server. Just locate the movement map channel, click on what interests you, and scroll to the very top. Just note that to play any of our maps, you need R5 Reloaded installed. So if you need help with that, our server also has instructions for downloading R5 Reloaded. Anyways, let me introduce you guys to our new movement map, the mantle jump map. So the mantle jump map is separated into two different difficulties. We have an easy course and a hard course. To even start the hard course, you'll need to perform a mantle jump. So if you're unable to mantle jump to the top, chances are you don't belong in the hard course anyways. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you a full playthrough of both the easy map and the hard map. So our map has quite a lot of features to talk about. First one that comes to mind is we made a lot of the surfaces unwalkable. So for instance, in the lobby here, where we force you to do a mantle jump in order to reach the hard force button, you actually cannot walk on top of this, so it prevents you from super jumping to the top, because if you can't walk on a surface, then you can't super jump off of it. So here it is in action on the hard course. If I try to walk on top here, then super jump to the next checkpoint, it will not work. I will just, you know, die. The next feature I want to talk about now that I'm here is the timer. So you can click the timer again to stop the timer. And this is good for speedruns. You can compete with people on the Discord server and see who gets the highest time. Just don't no-clip like I did and try to go for a 12-second run. Another thing we have are these buttons here. You just walk over them to skip to the next checkpoint. These will not work if you have your timer running, of course, because that would be cheating. You just walk on here to go to the next checkpoint and etc. You can step on the right one to go back. Also, another thing about the timers really quick. So if you choose to start the timer and then say you complete the entire map, you have to click the button at the end twice. The first time puts your timer on the screen, and then the second time you click it sends you to the lobby. One other feature we have is if you fail a jump, so say I do checkpoint 4 and I miss this mantle jump, fall down, you get auto teleported back to your last checkpoint. This map was created by me and Loy. We built it using the Unity map editor, which is also known as Remap. If you're unfamiliar with Remap, it basically allows you to manipulate any prop from World's Edge and King's Canyon with absolute freedom. For example, on the door bounce map that I made a video about in the past, we were able to rotate the doors in all 360 degrees of motion, which led to this really cool sequence here. With Remap, you can fast load any prop changes directly into your game client, which makes map building a lot of fun. There's been a lot of custom maps created with the software, such as the Movement Gym, Nuketown, Shipment, and much more. So if you're interested in creating something yourself, you can always ask around in the Remap Discord server. Alright guys, so now I'm going to do a walkthrough of the map. So the first thing I want to talk about are horizontal mantle jumps. So not a lot of people know this. Zip lines like this that are horizontal, you can actually mantle jump off of. The inputs are the same as for a regular mantle jump. So pretty much every checkpoint after 18 on the easy map are going to be horizontal mantle jumps. And yeah, just know that these exist. If you pull this out mid-gunfight, you will definitely catch your enemies by surprise. Especially if you chain this into a super glide off the top of a zipline pole. Pretty much nobody will expect this. But anyways, now I'm going to explain the rest of the jumps on the map. Normally when you watch people mantle jump, you'll see them flick their camera downwards. However, in the map playthrough, you'll notice that I rarely look downwards when mantle jumping. The reason that you flick downwards when mantle jumping is so that you can grab the zipline from a lower point. Because your mantle jump is starting from a lower point on the zipline, you're a lot less likely to hit the ceiling above you. However, if there's no ceiling above you, there's virtually no reason to ever look down. Not only is looking upwards for mantle jumps easier, but it's also better because you go farther. So here's me looking up for a mantle jump. And as you can see, I land on the platform. But if I look down when mantle jumping, I land in a mantle state and get a lot less distance. So when designing this map, we mostly focused on mantle jumps that force you to look upwards. And the reason for that is because the majority of ziplines in Apex do not have a ceiling above them. So here's just a couple of places you can do mantle jumps looking upwards. And as you can see, it's very effective, so you don't necessarily have to only learn the downwards variant. That being said, we do have a couple of checkpoints that force you to look downwards. On the easy map, the interval between the roof and the ceiling for these jumps is slightly larger than the one at streamer building. While on the hard map, it's basically the same as streamer building. So if you're able to beat these checkpoints, you might just be the next movement god. So the general rule for the map is if there's no roof above your head, look up for your mantle jumps. And if there is a roof, then look down. Checkpoint 9 on the hard map is kind of interesting because if you look up to mantle jump, you will hit the ceiling, but if you look down, you'll hit the floor below you. So what you have to do is look perfectly straight in the middle in order to make it through this section. One thing the mantle jump map emphasizes the most is that you can actually mantle jump with any camera orientation. So far, we've covered that we can look down to mantle jump and look up. However, what you'll notice when doing the mantle jump map is that you can actually look to the right and the left, and you can even mantle jump looking completely backwards in regards to the surface that you jumped off of. You see, once you're in this mantle state, right when you cancel it and begin the mantle jump, you can actually turn in any direction. So for instance, if I cancel my mantle and look to the right before performing the mantle jump, I will mantle jump to the right. Likewise, I can do the same thing to the left, and I can even go completely backwards if I just turn 180 degrees. This doesn't use any tap strafing whatsoever. The keyboard inputs for mantle jumping in different directions is exactly the same as a mantle jump looking solely forward. The only difference is the camera input. The keyboard inputs stay the same. That being said, you can combine directional mantle jumps with tap strafing. This is really emphasized in checkpoints 10 through 12 on the easy map, in which you're forced to mantle jump in one direction, then tap strafe in the other. Anyways, any additional information about mantle jumping, I'm going to save for the guide, so stay tuned for the mantle jump tutorial / guide / something. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.